Hey there everybody. So when you are raised like a lamb for the slaughter in the narcissist, shitty word, psychopath, sociopath, demon infected, whatever, demon influenced home, you are under attack, you are a target, you are under attack, and you are targeted in a very specific way that it seems to me a lot of people are not aware of. It sets you up for a lifetime. That very expression, oh, a lifetime, or the holiday of a lifetime, that tells you so much. The language, the vernacular tells you so much about this hellscape reality, you know. Anyway, all your innate and natural defenses against evil are annihilated and destroyed, so that you literally become like a house with the doors wide open and a great big placard on the lawn saying, "House full of treasure, door wide open, please help yourself." Because make no mistake, if you're a genuine soul traveler, meaning you're a shining one, so you're very empathic, compassionate, loving, creative, tender-hearted, kind, with a natural tendency to nurture, to love, to care, to give, to share, that sort of thing. Evil hates you more than anything. Then you are a direct threat to evil, and it knows that you're coming in. So now it's a paradox, right? Because you are born to these devils and these demons, into these horrible evil families. You are, and you could argue, and you are targeted, right? So you're targeted for very specific reasons. Okay, so all your defenses need to be destroyed so that you literally become a food source, a battery. And you get different types of batteries. You know, you get your crap $1 pack of batteries, or you get your fucking Duracell. Do you know what I mean? So shining ones, right? Anyway, I digress. Just a minute, coffee. Your defenses are destroyed. You are given to know, you are programmed to the hilt with the programs are that you are completely worthless, that what you feel is irrelevant and does not matter, that you should ignore your feelings, that you should ignore your intuition, that you should ignore your natural navigational skills and abilities. All of that needs to be negated, needs to be ignored, needs to be second-guessed and doubted. It makes you live in your head, and it makes you live in a part of your mind that is always under the control of this dark generator, the dark force, right? Because you're having to risk assess perpetually. You're having to, instead of being within yourself, being inward, hearing yourself, feeling your body, feeling your emotions, feeling the inner guidance, being aware of, this feels wrong, or this is evil, I feel repulsed, or whatever, knowing, or this feels right, this is good. Whatever it is, you are separated from that. You are separated from yourself. You become a self-abandonment in progress more and more, because you're having to, for the very reasons of having to survival, you're having to focus outwards, you're having to live in your mind, the left brain paradigm, which is your worst enemy. You need to do what you need to do to keep them happy. Whoever is the abuser, let's call it that, the abuser in the home, whether it's your mother, your father, both, your siblings, whoever it is, this is the soil from which the plant grows. You're the plant, and this soil is toxic and it's poisonous, and it's being made so on purpose, right? You're having to do whatever you're having to do to survive, because they are your caregivers. They hold all the aces, right? So you abandon everything that makes you powerful. You abandon everything that protects you. You abandon everything that is good and pure and true and creative and powerful and shining about yourself. It's still there, but it becomes latent. It goes into a kind of coma deep within you, in your subconscious, and you become, like I said, like a house full of goodness, full of beauty, full of treasure, but the door's wide open and a great big sign on the lawn inviting all the thieves, all the evil ones in. Come and take whatever you like. I'm a people pleaser. I'm a doormat. I will do whatever it takes to survive. And that's a signal that you emit. You emit this signal as you grow up into adolescence, and that you become a grown up, as it were. You attract situations, people, you name it, that are parasitical. They are parasitical. And of course, the truth here is that you live in a world that is inherently now parasitical. The system is parasitical, you see. And here you are, having abandoned, for the very need to survival, having abandoned everything that keeps you safe and strong in order to survive. Wow, isn't that a paradox, hey? This is what leads to, it creates people, because you see, this happens to all soul beings here. I've watched many YouTube videos, I've listened to people, I've read books, I've done it all, and this happens to nearly all souled beings. And of course we're surrounded by the NPCs, the mundane reality reinforcement officers, who reinforce this programming on a daily basis. Yeah? They will tell you that, they'll reinforce the whole panopticon structure. They are the eyes in the tower, right? For reference, there's a video I did, Why You Are Surrounded by the NPCs. Okay. So, there is one very important aspect to this all, and it's the false light, which is very prevalent now, more than ever before. It's really ramped up. Things like Bashar. That guy gives me the absolute creeps. I mean, that guy looks like an evil snake or something. There's just something. And I watched a video where he was talking to somebody, and it was so incredibly gaslighty. This woman was talking to him about being abused by entities, and he was basically telling her that, oh, they don't mean any harm, you should allow it. But he did it in such a way that it was all twisted and fucked up. And see, the program inherently is to feed off us, right? We're louche producers. But there is a very specific program this false light parasite that is inherent in religion. Religion is a classic example. And the reason that so many are now rabidly religious, and I get this a lot about America, I get that really dark feeling of this kind of, this type of religion that is very judgmental, very abrasive, cruel, callous. It's dark, it's horrible, it's evil. I mean, the God of the Bible is a psychopath. Read your Old Testament and you will see this for yourself. I mean, the Old Testament is literally full of rape, torture, gaslighting, genocide. It's a punishment. This, that, and the, I mean, dreadful, horrible, nasty stuff. I mean, it was, as a child, I felt terrorized by a lot of the stories in the Old Testament, and I became terrified of that being called God. I felt watched. I felt like it didn't matter what I did, where I went, whatever, this God being was up there and was looking right into the very core of my soul, hating me and judging me and threatening me with eternal damnation, right? The fact that we're already in hell here. I mean, that's how that felt. Yet we're told that God is love. So you see what you see where I'm going with this. The Abrahamic religions, right? The point of the false light is that we are made to think that suffering and misery is somehow necessary, is heroic, is whatever. I was reading a book because a subscriber mentioned it. It's called The Word and the Void by Terry Brooks. And I got about 3/4 of the way through and I tossed it because there is such a strong inherent sense of Abrahamic religious indoctrination in it, whereby the hero of the piece, a guy called John Ross, he's a knight of the word, supposedly the light, but he's made crippled to make him dependent on a staff that he needs to destroy and defend the Dark Ones. So that in and of itself waved a red flag for me, because we do not destroy. That feeds the dark side. If you employ the same tactics as evil, you will feed that evil, and that is part of the false light. Again, that's a manipulation. And every night that he goes to sleep, he has to walk through a hellscape of a future that hasn't even happened yet, where he has to fight and defend and destroy. So he never really gets to sleep. He leads a terrible, suffering, miserable existence, all in service to the light. There's a girl in it who associates with magical creatures and who has this little sort of fairy creature called a Sylvan as her best friend. But this creature is forever condescending, patronizing, disagreeable and negative to her, yet he is somehow her best friend. There were so many nuances to this book, as well as the sort of the notion that the fight between good and evil goes on forever and ever and ever. Because I thought, right, I'm just going to read the very end of the book before I toss it, because I just want to see where that goes. And that's precisely what it is. Because they want us to think that this fight, this evil, will forever exist. It wants to exist. That's why. You see, it feels it has the right to do this, to be this, to be the ruination of love, of goodness forever and ever, and that light will have to fight and fight and fight. And no, that's not at all what's going on here. That is a complete and utter lie. There are millions, no doubt, of dark, twisted, dead-end rabbit holes that people can choose of their own free will to go down into. Because inherent in all of this, despite everything that was done to us, we have choice. Because I've been made aware and remembering, God, I'm sorry if my language is a bit all over the place, and fuck that anyway, why am I apologising for that? See what I mean? This is what I mean. It's very early, I just felt like sitting down and doing this video, right? Anyway, where was I even going with this? What the fuck? Lost my train of thought there. It's a very paradoxical experience that we're in here. I do know that. Choice, that's right, yes. Free will, free will. Many times in my life have I been presented, as it were, have I been aware of having a choice. I could go down a dark road in magic, you could call that the left-hand path. I could go down that, I could choose that of my own free will. And though the storms within me have raged violently, the dark generator pushing, choose that, yes, go with that, go with vengeance, go with hatred, go with self-pity, with victimhood, bang your head against the wall, hate them, do that. I've always managed to choose light, to let go of that filth, and to have the clarity that the light inevitably always gives me, to see the truth in this shadow world, to see the truth of self-love, to see the truth of coming back to my self-power, that which protects me, that which nurtures me, the inherent beauty and goodness that lives within me, the light of love. I've seen what love does just by adopting a little homeless cat who's in quite a bad way. Very thin, you know, malnourished, his fur all coming out, to a glossy, happy, slightly chubby, beautiful angel. I've seen what love can do. But the dark side will always tell you that love is weak. It will always tell you that love is weak because it isn't violent. It isn't intrusive. It doesn't gaslight, manipulate. It doesn't choreograph everything in such a way so that you end up believing that you have to suffer in order to serve the light. The Old Testament is full of people being fucked over, like the story of Job is a case in point, but there are many other stories where God makes you suffer. Like think about the story of Noah and the ark, right? Where God literally just annihilates every single creature on the earth. And he gets 2 of each animal to go on the ark to you know, to survive the deluge. But God destroys everything and everybody, including animals who were completely innocent, right? And children who were completely innocent. And then you think about, what was it? That Sodom and Gomorrah, where, because people were gay, so God sends his angels to destroy them. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. It's fucking disgusting is what it is. It's evil. God is forever present. The system is God. The system watches everything you do, right? Post, I don't know, a particular random item somewhere on Facebook saying you like it or you've seen it, and all of a sudden you'll get 100 ads telling you exactly where to buy. said item. I'm sure some of you are familiar with the term the nanny state. And, well, that's what it is. But that sounds so innocuous, and it isn't at all. It's actually extremely evil. The system has literally usurped the Garden of Eden. This place was once a beautiful place where people were sovereign, independent, interdependent. You see, we were independently interdependent, where all people hold their own power, their own being completely. We are whole, we are in our power, selfhood. We commune with one another telepathically. That which needs to be done gets done, but everything flows, everything is whole. There is the light is warm and golden, and the whole world is infused with the sound of love. It's the exact opposite of the horrible, electrical, weird, piercing noises that we are surrounded with here in hellscape that reality has become due to the encroachment, the terraforming of evil. I liken it, the best example I can give is, because I was watching Deep Space Nine again. I come back to that series every now and then because I really love it. And the captain of the space station, Jeremy Sisko, he's my favourite of all the Star Trek captains, and his son Jake have this beautiful relationship of father and son. It's a perfect example of actual love, which is supportive, which is nurturing, which honours you in your entirety, which loves you, even though, yes, sometimes you get it wrong, you fuck up, this, that and the other, but that's all right. That's part of your journey. That's part of your nuanced being of who and what you are. It makes you beautiful, and you are loved, and you are safe, and you are inspired and nurtured and nourished, and it is good, and it is warm. Versus the kind of childhood that I had, where I was under attack from the very get-go, from in my earliest memory, in fact, where you have to abandon everything that you are that is good, and instead accept into you this person that you are not, but that you have to accept and believe is you, that is shameful, dirty, sinful, right, inherently bad, and that will have to do whatever it takes to keep the demonic parent happy. So you need to fixate on the demonic parent. You have to watch their every movement, their every glimmer of dissatisfaction on the face. Oh, they're pissed off, I've said something wrong, I've done something wrong. Oh God, what could it be? What could it be? What could it be? Oh God, I have to do something to make them, because otherwise, right? That then inevitably puts you in the path directly of other similar demonic beings, parasites. It does. You become a people pleaser extraordinaire. It's like I see an osteopath on a regular basis, and the osteopath I was seeing down the road, she's very busy, so I couldn't always get the appointments that I wanted. So I ended up seeing another osteopath further on down the road, and I went to see her a couple of times, and I was having been practicing being present, listening to myself, listening to my body, listening to my navigational system, my intuition, my emotions. That new one, the bland, generic, flat, plastic grass conversation it felt completely like tumbleweeds. Nothing there at all. Absolutely nothing there. It's an NPC. There's nothing there whatsoever. Nothing. So I cancelled my appointment with it for the next time. I thought, well, I'm not going back there. Because the osteopath that I normally see, Kate, is sold. Because we have, and she's not awake, right? But we have a conversation. She goes, oh, it's all that fucking Christmas stuff again. And it's only the 10th of October. I'm sick of it. See, that's a real souled being expressing a real concern, emotional, warm. They may not be awake, or they may be on the awakening spectrum, but it feels warm. You can have a real fucking tangible conversation instead of this weird, fuguey, generic, bland garbage where you feel that sense of this is all wrong. And you can also feel, because these NPCs are an extension of the matrix, they are not a singular entity. They are part of something. It's a hive thing. And you can feel that disdain. You can feel that they feel there is an energetic sense of, I don't know, it wants to push you out. It does. It absolutely. It hates us. Evil hates us. That's all I can say. And I don't mean to sound like a victim, but I've got to say, express it for what it is. It absolutely fucking hates us. Because we are the engineers, the shining ones, right? Because believe me, guys, okay, this world that we live in, there's a shitload of people that are not people at all. They're just NPCs. Some of them are really inherently negative and it's just all wrong. But I find most of them are kind of neither here nor there. And they can change because you get that whole Agent Smith thing. But some of them are quite pleasant and, you know, they're absolutely empty. There's absolutely nothing there. They're very good at mimicking, so they'll smile. They'll even make eye contact. And they'll go on about going to a baby shower or something. But it's all meaningless and it's all bollocks. And, oh, I'm going on a holiday and all this type of shit. But there's nothing there. But they're not negative and you're not threatened. You know, but as far as souled people is concerned, most people, as in soul people, are lukewarm. They're neither here nor there. They're not good. They are inherently self-serving. They may see suffering taking place and they might be able to do something about it, but they'll choose not to because it's like, I don't want to inconvenience myself, or I don't want to get involved, or whatever. You know, that sort of thing. They're lukewarm, and Jesus, and I do like Jesus. I don't like religion, but there's a lot of stuff that Jesus said that I inherently fucking agree with. And Jesus said, if you're lukewarm, I'll spit you out. And I kind of feel that way about people like that, because I think it's fucking cowardice, and I have absolutely no time or respect for that whatsoever, because there's some of us, the shining ones here, that perpetually choose the high road, perpetually choose to walk the path of light, which, wow. And that brings me then back again to that whole paradigm of, oh, if you are a chosen one, you know, all these fucking videos permeating YouTube now, all the chosen one videos, they are very dangerous. That is a program, that's programming, and that's very typical of the false light, because it presents as light, it presents as guidance, and it will give you can click on these types of chosen ones videos, and you will get quite a lot of validation. You will find they're usually narrated, so the AI generated, okay? It's the AI trying to muscle in and hijack and derail the natural awakening of the consciousness, which is really fucking big now, because the shadow is being cleared and evil is very worried and very nervous, and this is why it's generating all these AI videos trying to hijack and keep under control the awakening, right? The clearing, the cleansing, the purification. Because it will always give you a shitload of truth, always, but inevitably there's 20% of blatant, bold-faced, nasty, gaslighty lies that will steer you away from yourself. Because the name of the game is to take away your selfhood, your self-power, to make you defenseless, to make you like the house with the doors wide open and the sign in the window saying, please come in, take whatever you like. It wants to keep parasiting of us. Yes? So it will say, well, it's, you know, you're a chosen one. You're a chosen one, and you have to suffer because all the children of God have to suffer. It's the way that it has to be. And you think to yourself, well, why is that then? Now, the only way that I look at it, the way that I see it is that I have been through a hell of a lot. And I am at this very moment as well going through a hell of a lot. I have issues and stuff going on. But there is a difference between being ruthlessly tortured and tormented and parasited of by the forces of evil and getting you to think of that as some sort of twisted badge of honor versus shit happens that serves as a kind of key to bring up all that repressed trauma and emotional energy of rage and hatred and feeling like a victim, and all these emotions, because it's energy and it's a substance and it's a cesspit in your being that needs to be cleared and cleansed out. There is no other way. And you either get that when you're really going inward, doing your inner work, or you don't get that and you're not doing your inner work. But there has been a shitload of loving guidance that shows me home to myself more and more and more and more. The wisdom, my ability to protect, to set boundaries, to recognize and discern who is who and what is exponential, and it's big. There has been trouble, but something happens that guides me and makes it work out okay. And it's a means to an end in many ways, and it is paradoxical. And you do have to, time and time again, make a choice and stand there in awareness and say, what is really going on here? Because evil will attack you, and it always in the left brain, which is the part of your brain in a way that is malfunctioning. And that will always be against selfhood. It will always be against your innate knowing. It will always get you to second guess that and doubt yourself in favor of it. And it will always tell you that you cannot trust the light, that you're being had, that it's all a sick evil game, that evil always wins, that it's all a soul trap and you're never going to get anywhere, you're never going to get out. And if you go with that, you'll be right back at square one. Hell. Because hell, first and foremost, I feel, is kind of like an innate internal state. As you know, I believe that ultimately, the linchpin, the beginning, the be-all and end-all, the alpha and the omega of it all lies within consciousness. It's a consciousness parasite. Consciousness creates reality. The consciousness parasite, the malfunction, creates evil shit that then comes back at us, does bad things to us. So it's confusing. It is. It's very discombobulating, I know. And each and everyone out there must believe whatever they believe. But, you you know, this whole false light parasite paradigm of, I'm just, that Bashar thing, man, what, I mean, there was so much truth in it as well. Because what they do, evil, when they give you truth through these demons of, like, you know, Bashar or Abraham Hicks or any of these, like, fucking, what's it, Joe Dispenza, all these scary, they're demonic, really are. They want you to throw out the baby with the bathwater. They really, really do. So the truth that lies within the lies that these false light parasites give to you, the validation that you get, right? With the manipulation, and it's all very fugy, gaslighty, and you awaken to that, and you surreptitiously reject all of it. It's all, right? Bad idea. This is why it's so important that you re-establish your selfhood. I prayed years ago. I prayed for that because I was aware that I lacked it. I was aware of a very, very deep, pivotal, at the soil of my soul layer of compromise, where my selfhood had been so eradicated almost, that it was almost, but not quite non-existent, and that I was inviting in to the hollow core of me all these parasitical scumbags, demons, abusers, whatnot, yeah? Parasites. And I prayed. I said, I want my power back, I want my power back, and that is exactly what's been happening. There is so many layers of mind control, trauma in us that need to be cleared, that having congenial life circumstances wouldn't support it, because that sense of, oh, everything is all right now, would stop you from going inward, really inward. It's like most people, if not all people that awaken are doing so because shit happens. That's why in the last 5.5, 6 years since the PSYOP, the awakening has kicked off in a massive way. That's why things are so dark and insane and bizarre now, because the consciousness is shedding the sickness, the shadow. This is why people, salt people, right, are literally just, whoa. I mean, people are very unhappy, people are very angry, they are no longer dissociating, they're not longer able to dissociate, because they're now fully remembering that, hey, I don't want this meaningless, plastic, generic, bland shit. I need meaning. I need meaningfulness, profundity to exist, to live. It is the utmost requirement. I cannot live without it. It's like starving in the desert to live on a steady diet of meaningless garbage. Souled beings can't do it anymore. You see? So that's what's going on. And it's easy to look at it and say, oh, it means evil's won. No, it doesn't actually. Awakening is precipitated by shit happening. Tremors, shit happens, and boom. I did a video years ago. It's called The Rabbit Hole Has No Stairs. And I pretty much had an inkling then of what was going to happen. And I was fucking right. And I don't say this with any kind of ego, but it's just, it is what it is, you know. When I do these videos, I am guided. So, yeah, prophetic. You see, that targeting and the annihilation, or the attempted annihilation of selfhood, of the poisoning of the soil from which we spring, has compromised us. And this is why we live in a system as well, that we accept, stupidly, because we don't know any better, of hierarchicalness. Right? We're given to believe that we need leaders, and that we need teachers, and that we need gurus, and that we need to listen to Bashar because he will point the way, and the law of attraction, and this and that, and all of it, all the gurus, right, and all the fucking cults. You think about all the cults and the horrifying evil that is perpetrated on the human psyche by these motherfuckers. Yet that false light, it's, yeah, you will just have to betray yourself. You will just have to betray your innate soul and believe everything that I tell you, or else. A person who is self-established within self, who has selfhood, does not need a teacher or a guru or a leader. If you need a leader, you need to go inwards. It's this whole parasitical thing again. Because when you need a leader, when you need a teacher, you're in a state of need, which is anti-selfhood. You need somebody else to tell you what's what. And that's very parasitical, because really you just want to feed. Oh, tell me this and tell me that. And I have noticed that there is never any kind of empathy for that person that you see as your teacher or your leader or your guru. There's never any stopping and thinking about that person as in, hey, this person has a life, they're going through stuff, they're unwell, or they're suffering, they're very depressed, they're this, they're that. No. You put these leaders and these teachers and these gurus on some sort of pedestal whereby it's like, oh, they never go through anything. They're just up there and they have this wisdom and they have this and they have that, and I don't need to concern myself with the well-being of this individual. I am just here to get from them. Give me of your wisdom. Give me of your time. Give me of your attention, of your life force. And it's parasitism. That's what it is. You're feeding off people. And it's usury. And it's evil. We are not here, I am not here to feed anybody. My life force belongs to me. It does anger me, because there's so much of that going on in this world. Usury, parasitism. Give me this and give me that. You know, gimme. But there's never, ever a hint of any kind of interest for me. How are you doing? What's going on for you? Whatever. Yeah? It's like I got a message from somebody and they dumped literally a shitload of stuff on me. Oh, this is going on in my life and it's this and the drama. It was like an episode of EastEnders. See, I never do that. I never ever fucking do that. Such as the drama in my life is, and believe me, I go through a hell of a lot, really am. I deal with it myself because I have my selfhood, and I know that dumping it on somebody else who's also going through shit isn't going to serve any good. They can't help me. They can't do anything for me. I need to work this out myself. This is for me to deal with. This is for me to utilize. This is for me to... This is for me. This is my path. And it has very little to do with anyone else. We can give each other sympathy and empathy. We can, you know, momentarily hear the other person. We can feel the other person. We can express that. I see that. I hear you. I feel you. Yes, I have been through similar. But the minute we start to dump all our drama in great detail with all that vengefulness and all that hatefulness on top of somebody who's already really going through it, it's parasitism. It's a kind of trauma bonding, and again, very prevalent in this world, and again, very false light. Because it's like, oh, this is how you share and this is how you support each other, by dumping shit on each other and then sitting there poisonously fucking stirring it, stirring it, stirring. I mean, people do it all the time, and the NPCs very much encourage that type of behavior. They're very toxic often enough, and gossip, judgment, vengefulness, and harboring ill will towards others and the world. All this type of garbage, fucking garbage is what it is, and it's evil, and but it all presents as light. Oh, it's how we support each other. No, you're not. You're poisoning the world is what you're doing, and you're poisoning yourself, and you're poisoning each other. If you need a fucking teacher, if you need a leader, if you need some guru to sit on a dais manipulating you and gaslighting you and telling you that you should let reptilian entities come into your bedroom and rape and pillage your body, that is a good thing and that it's just you that sees it as negative and thereby it is negative, then what the fuck are you doing? Why do you feel the need for a teacher or a guru or a fucking leader? You feel the need because your selfhood has been heavily fucking compromised. That's why. Because you were set up to be a fucking battery, to be fed off. Right? Because it was done to you from the minute you were born to set you up. Because it's in it's the macro, the micro, the micro, the macro. It's all one fucking thing. The system is exactly the same. A larger version of the demons that posed as your parents. Right? I sound strong about it. I feel a hell of a lot of rage is coming up for me regards to my childhood again. Layer after layer, you see. I've almost... No, in fact, definitely in shock as to the true extent of evil that was perpetrated against me. Utterly horrifying. And I don't say that as a victim, though inevitably you will go through the stage of feeling victimized, because guess what? You fucking have been. So you need to process that and you need to be with that and you will feel that way. But you will also emerge from that. You will emerge from that back to honouring yourself, knowing that yes, you can heal, you are healing, you are coming back to yourself, you are reawakening your ability to protect, to discern, to see. It's like that sort of little voice of the energy saying, no, you need to keep seeing that other osteopath, you know, the one that felt absolutely empty. Because, you know, you can't just cancel that appointment. That's horrible. You're being horrible. You're being horrible to her. Every time, by the way, you see that you're dealing with a parasitical entity, be that a narcissist or an NPC or whatever, right, demonics, and you feel it because you're present and you think, I need to get the fuck away from this right now because it's all bad and it makes me feel like shit, you get that same fucking process that you're guilty and that you're bad for feeling that way. How dare you? Right? Why? Because it's the fucking Matrix, and it thinks it owns you. It thinks that you are here to serve me. You're a battery. That's what I want. You're a battery, you know. I gave you life. I'm God. I gave you life. You're here to serve me. So get back on your knees and let them all do whatever they want to you. And you have to keep on seeing that osteopath, even though it makes you feel really uncomfortable and there's absolutely nothing there. You have to. Because you're bad and you have to be a people pleaser, you have to be codependent. You have to let us feed off you because that's why you're here. It's like, wow, I know that is a lie. I know that beyond any doubt now. 10 years ago I didn't know that. I would have gone back to that fucking osteopath. The guilt would have made me go back. And then it would have given me a dopamine click. Oh, you're a good battery. Yeah, Thanks for the lush. It's all parasitical, parasitical, parasitical in every fucking imaginable nuance that I can care to think of here. Right? No wonder we're fucking ill and depressed and exhausted. You can feel the life was being drained. This is how it is now, more than ever before, right? All the ads on any given YouTube video. 5, 6 ads. All the fucking codes that, you know, that they put into your phone in order for you to access this and go there and do this and do that. And oh man, it is a feeding frenzy is what's going on now. And it's all coming up and it's all being exposed very clearly for what it is. And the Souled Collective is filled with rage because all that selfhood that was dissociated from, that has engendered such a cesspit of abject rage and hatred and that lies within the Souled Collective and nature and the animals, because it's everywhere, you can feel it. It's all coming up, and as that comes up, it will manifest chaos and carnage, man. There's car wrecks absolutely everywhere. People having car accidents in the weirdest places that don't even make any sense. Like this road that I was on the other day, and it's got speed bumps all along it, so you can't drive fast at all, yet there's this car and it's just completely totaled, like scrunched up like an aluminium ball. But no sign of any other cars, and no sign of any damage anywhere. And I'm like looking at it and I'm thinking, what the fuck is that? How the fuck, what? Right? I mean, the reason that everything is so bizarre now is because it's all falling apart. It's being revealed for what it always truly, really was. And the Souled Collective is beginning to remember that in order to live, we need fulfilling, meaningful, profound experience. We need creativity, we need beauty, we need freedom, we need selfhood. We need to remember what the false light parasite has done to us. It has made us think that we are bad and sinful. That, like in Hinduism, and I'm quite partial to a bit of Hinduism in some ways. At least it's a bit more creative and colourful than the Abrahamic religions, right? But we still got karma, which is evil. It's fucking evil. Buddhism, suffering is part of life. It's inevitable. It's fucking evil, right? The Dalai Lama is a fucking kiddie fiddler. Come on, right? It's all false fucking light. But we are beginning to remember that no, we don't need teachers, we don't need gurus, we don't need leaders, we don't need to be people pleasers. We have the power. We had the power all along. This fake persona, this dependent, oh, I need somebody to tell me what to do, and oh, but that's really just very parasitical, because you're there in this state of need and you don't even think or have any kind of awareness of the person that you're fixating on as a leader has their own shit going on. You feel no empathy or anything for them. You just want their attention. That's it. So you're a fucking parasite then, aren't you? That's parasitical. And that's it. There is no need for us to remain in that place. None. We have everything within us. We truly do. That is the greatest truth. The freedom, the power, the beauty, everything that is good and pure and true is right here within us. We do not need any motherfucker on the external to tell us a fucking thing. You move through life, you get a bit here, you get a bit there, listening to that fucking demon Bashar, I glimpsed some really nice little bits of truth that really benefited me, believe it or not. Yeah, because I know how to discern. Sharp. Our true consciousness is sharp, like a samurai sword, man. It will discern truth. It knows your body, your intuition, your emotions. Once you start utilizing your power again, they will fucking tell you when you're being had. They will help you to discern the truth from the lies. They will help you to take the truth out from the lies and incorporate it back into your innate soul, beautiful being, and benefit and serve yourself, whilst recognizing the lies for what they are and seeing that, hey, this is a demon. Yeah? You do not need teachers. Everything you need will come to you if you are a shining one, in the synchronicity, in the maverick, what I call the maverick effect, right? It will be a sentence in a book, it will be an ad, it will be something you watch on Netflix or Facebook, it will be something somebody says, it will be just a feeling, it will be a dream, it will come to you in a vision. It may come to you through something I say in one of my videos, but to follow me verbatim and believe every fucking word I say applies to you would be, no, that's not the way. That is not the way. Some of the things I say will not apply to you, possibly, you know, and whatever, and so forth and so on, and, you know, what not. But I do not accept being fed off, being parasited off. I am not here to be a food source to anything or anyone. And I think it's time for a lot of people to become aware of the parasitical nature of this thing and how multi-layered and nuanced it really fucking is, and how it affects our behavior. Even I can sometimes be a little dumpy, and, you know, like my friend there going through his own shit, and I'm having a bad day and I'm calling him and he's at work and it's like boom, and it's like, whoa, Anika, stop, what are you doing? You know? We all do it, you know, because it's an inherent program running the fucking show. It gave us its mind, right? It gave us its mind, and it's recognizing that and saying, right, I need to address this and do the inner work to clear it out and liberate myself from that evil filth. I think that's it for today. Feel like that is it for today. So yeah, if you enjoy this channel and you benefit from my videos, then please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. It's good to know that people are here, okay? And if you can leave a comment. That makes me sound like one of these chosen one videos, because they're always asking for fucking comments and whatnot. But to be fair, when you provide a service, it's entirely correct to accept, you know, to expect some sort of reciprocation. I feel that is correct. Yeah. But equally, I'm very grateful for all of you being here and listening to my videos. I'm grateful for you shining ones, you soul travelers out there. Also, please do not post links to other videos underneath my videos or in the post comment, whatever community section. I will delete them. People leave links of to videos that I don't vibe with, or even if I do vibe with them. It's my channel, right? I'm not into it at all. So don't do that. If you keep doing it, I will block you. I will have to, right? It's as simple as that. You abide by my rules. If you don't, you're gone. So if there's a channel that you want people to have a look at, mention the channel by name. That will be absolutely fine. And then it's up to people whether they go and check it out or not. That's fine. If you want to mention a channel by name, you go ahead and do that, but do not leave links, because I will delete the link, and if you do it more than twice, that's it, you're out. All my love to all of you. Bless you.